Hey everybody, Cody Wright here today, talking to you a little bit about chord basics. And I realize that's a really broad, crazy subject to try to talk about, so I'm just going to boil it down to one little exercise and one little idea that I'm going to augment and modify just a little bit, just to keep it kind of simple for a short video for you. So today I'm going to talk about taking a basic major 7 chord shape and moving it around and basing it around the blues scale and the natural minor scale predominantly. Blues and natural minor. So it helps to have an extended range bass or a bass with 24 frets. But if you don't have 24 frets, you can just transpose everything I'm doing down an octave. It won't sound the same, but it's the same concept for when you actually get on a bass that has a higher register. So first thing I'm going to really talk about is just playing a major 7 chord in E, you know. So the frets that I'm looking at are 19, 18, and 20. 20 on the G, 18 on the D, 19 on the A, and with a low E open. So that's a major 7 in E right there. And I like to have chorus and some reverb and maybe some delay and use vibrato, more for like a floaty, airy, spacey kind of sound for this kind of stuff. Okay, so we have that chord. That's example 1. And move that whole shape. Now to change things up, move that whole shape up a half step. The same root on the bottom, the same E on the bottom. So now we're playing like an F major 7 over an E, which gives it a really cool, already we have a really cool vibe going on there. And that's example 2. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take that and play the blues scale with it. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm using my pinky, I'm playing it with my pinky, but it's the highest note of the chord as my leading tone for the blues scale, for my melody. So I'm going. So, blues. Back up, and I'm using some accents like some vibrato and sliding into notes and things like that for taste, because that's what I do. So that was example 3, the blues scale with those chord shapes moving up and down. And then we can actually use, one of my favorite things is also to use natural minor, you know, and you know, change. You don't have to play the whole thing in sequence. You can just use certain jump from interval to interval within either of those scales and modes. So natural minor would be so that's example 4. And we can take that and make music out of that and go. And I still play it with a bluesy vibe. That's just because that's what I do. And so lastly, we can combine both of those scale and mode ideas and start to augment the bottom note of each chord shape. So for example, the F major 7 over E thing that I showed you at the beginning of the video, we can just move that bottom note and we turn that bottom note into an F sharp. Or we can take one of the other chords, in there and do the same thing with it. And all this is over E. And then when you start to mess around and play it over other chords and use different tones and other things like that, you can get all kinds of different textures out of it. So the last example, example 5, would be, you know, something that we can do, just moving that bottom root note within playing the blues and natural minor shapes. All right. Well, this is Cody Wright. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.